Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you so much. My dear sister Angie, the girls, and the entire Ireri family, friends, colleagues, let me begin first and foremost on my own behalf, on behalf of Margaret, my wife, and my family, to really extend our deepest condolences to you, Angie, and to your family for the loss of, to you, a husband and a father, but to us, a friend, a man who filled all our lives with joy and laughter. I need not repeat what everybody else has said here, that Frank, despite his integrity, commitment, conscientiousness to his work, his determination to succeed, was also a man full of laughter and joy, a man who made every occasion a joyous one. In many ways, my last recollections especially was when one of his in-laws, in the name of Sam Wai, wanted to start making approaches, wondering how to do so, because there was a young man called Alex who was interested with somebody who lived in my compound. And somebody who I was not very eager to part with. And as we started engaging, you know, Frank would make sure that all of us were very comfortable. Frank would make sure that things would move in the right direction. And in fact, there was one time, you know, because it was during that COVID period, you know, we weren't really supposed to be meeting. And we were sort of, I don't think, anyway, we were left to sort of sort out the situation, and Frank was wondering, now we're here at State House, it looks like you are fine, but you know, some of us have got to get across town. How will that happen? And I was, well, as far as I'm concerned, once you leave the gate, you're in your own territory, because I remember another friend of mine who we lost, who also tried one time to utilize our friendship. And I'm so glad that even Frank, you've told us he didn't like those issues of, you don't mix work with other things. Because, you know, I reminded Frank, you know, that I had a friend of mine by the name of Kasidai Wayaki, who one day was caught by police having overindulged in his uji and tea. And as he was nabbed by one of those breathalyzer fellows along the road, he had the nerve to call me. And in his state of mind, you know, reminding fellow, you know who I know. He's giving the phone over So I just sort of like pretended that, hello, I can't hear you, you know, and kind of switched off the phone. Why do I say that? I say that because I recited the story to Frank on that day, and I told him, well, please let us know when everybody is home, and I really hope that you make it in one piece. And sure enough, he did call, but after that they were not so willing to come back to visit me until that period was over. But like I said, he was a man who filled every occasion with joy. And the way he guided us through all those family functions and everything was with compassion, care, but also making sure that all of us enjoyed ourselves. So it's a friend we have lost. It's a colleague many people have lost. It is a mentor, and it's amazing to see the number of people who we have seen and heard today who owe a lot of who they are today to the inspiration and guidance that Frank gave. As you heard, he was also a member of the Kenya Pipeline Board. And there's a sense of his deep integrity. These were organizations that people thought were cash cows for themselves. Frank and his team, as you've heard, committed to wanting to see these organizations work. Turn that organization into an organization that was draining government resources to an organization that every year was contributing billions into the exchequer. That's the kind of person he was. That is the kind of commitment he had to his work, to his country, to his professionalism. And this is what our great country requires if we are to succeed. A lot of what we hear today, people talking about affordable housing, a lot of these things, people don't recognize the legwork people like Frank did. And it's very unfortunate sometimes that the true heroes are the ones that are not recognized in a lot of what we see actually happening and going on today. I doubt even some of those ones who talk about it understand what they're talking about, but since it's popular to say, wacha waendelee. So mine is to say I've lost a friend, I've lost a colleague, and especially for me in, don't know whether I should say this, but these are realities of life. In the last year, and a good part of this year, whenever we met, he was very encouraging about some of the challenges that we were going through. And since he had more experience than some of us, he was very encouraging in guiding and telling you how to look at this and how to handle some of these challenges in life, health and otherwise. And I'll miss that counsel, and I'll appreciate everything he guided some of us towards, and how he really held our hand and told us, don't worry, things will come to pass, it will go. We trust in God, we believe, but the reason Frank is lying here is because it is his time. Those of us who have those challenges will continue fighting with them, but equally, when it is God's time, we shall join him and be thankful for the life that we lived and the times that we shared together. Mine is to say to you, Angie, you are still our in-law. We will be with you. We will continue to share with you. And we look forward to continuing to hold each other's hands as we move towards our respective destinies. May God rest Frank's soul in eternal peace. And may we all know life is short. Let us, make the best of it. And at the end of the day, it's not all the things that some of you see today, grand accumulation of different, and it's not that is important. What is important is the manner and the way in which you live life and the impact that you have and you will have left to those who you will have touched in your life. That is what Frank has done. He has touched many, and he will remembered. He'll be remembered for what and how he touched each and every one in this room, and possibly many, many more who are not here. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your heartfelt tribute and your wise words. The friend who I was mentioning during that moment of weakness was a brother of ours, Kanja Waroru. So we've lost two